Let us learn few concepts regarding organization behavior. So, what is organization? According to DiCenzo and Robbins, organization is the systematic arrangement of people brought together to accomplish some specific objectives. And behavior is such a thing which can be seen, observed, and can be recorded. Also, what is organization behavior? According to Luthans, organization behavior is directly concerned with understanding, prediction, and control of human behavior in an organization. In this 21st century, we need to track the behavior of organization in order to achieve organization goals, in order to gain what are the end results of our organization. Understanding organization behavior is a very difficult task. Understanding individual behavior is a very difficult task because people behave differently when they are individual, when they work in groups, and when they work on organization. So organization organization behavior is a field of study, or organization behavior is a study of what people do in the organization, what people do in an organization, and how their behavior affects the organization performance. Since organization behavior is concerned with employment related concerns, organization behavior focuses on job satisfaction, absenteeism, turnover, job involvement, organization citizenship behavior, and so on. There are mainly 8 core subjects which we read under organizational behavior. They are motivation, leader position and power, interpersonal communication, group structure and process, attitude development and perception, change process, conflict and negotiation, and work design. Now, talking about the contributions of various disciplines that have contributed to the study of OB. Since OB is a behavioral applied science, there are various disciplines that have contributed to the field of OB. The main contributions in the knowledge for OB is psychology, which focuses on the individual levels, whereas other fields are social psychology, sociology, anthropology, political science, neuroscience, and so on. The other fields focuses on the group level of OB. Now let us move towards psychology. What is psychology? Psychology is simply the study of mental processes. It seeks to measure, explain, and sometimes it even changes the behavior of human and other animal. In the early days, the psychologist studied about learning theory, personality theory, industrial and organization psychologist, counseling psychologist, and so on. Their study has contributed a lot to the study of psychology. Nowadays, the study of psychology has been expanded to motivation, learning, personality development, attitude development, individual decision making, performance appraisal, work stress, work design, job satisfaction, training, and so on. So these are the studies of psychology which have contributed towards the knowledge of OB. The next contributing disciplines is social psychology. Social psychology is a combination of sociology and psychology, which explains, or which tries to explains the behavior of human from both the perspective. It blends concepts from sociology and psychology to focus on people's influence on one another. One major study in social psychology is change. How can we implement change, and how can we remove the barriers to its acceptance? Social psychologists, they also contribute in measuring and eliminating some of the attitudes. They help in identifying communication patterns. Their study also focuses on group behavior, trust, power, and so on. So their contributions are mainly in the field of the in those field. We can also look from this diagram. Social psychology contributions are on behavioral change, attitude change, communication, group process, group decision making, communication, power, conflict, and intergroup behavior. The next contributing field for OV is sociology. Sociology studies the behavior of people in relation to its social environment or culture. The study of sociology focuses on formal organization and complex structure. It studies on formal leadership and their structure, formal organization leadership and their structure, organizational culture, organizational technology, communication, power, conflict, and so on. We can look those contributions from the above figure 2 in sociology. formal organization theory, organization technology, organization change, and organization culture. Now moving towards anthropology. Anthropology is the study of primitive societies. Anthropology studies the societies, various societies, in order to investigate about human behavior and activities. The study of anthropology has helped in the field of OB in knowing our fundamental values, attitudes, behaviors of various persons from around the globe. It helps in understanding the differences in various organizations, in different organizations, culture, and so on. Next one is political science. The political science is the study of government. It helps in the field of OB by giving us the huge body of knowledge from where we can know how powers are allocated, how power distributions are done. They also contribute to our understanding of government regulation of industry, strategic mergers and acquisition, group behavior, and so on. The next one is neuroscience. The neuroscience is the study of mental processes. Neuroscience is the study of mental processes and nervous system. Through neuroscience, the study of neuroscience has grown up of in the field of OB. The level of hormone in risk taking and the influence of pheromones on team behaviors and the underlying cognitive structures and neural processes that contribute to the inadvertent prejudice are also the contributions to OB. Now, looking to the figures of the contributions of neuroscience, we have motivation, learning, attribution, and perception. So these are the fields, as we can see: psychology, social psychology, sociology, anthropology, neuroscience, and political science are the contributing disciplines which contribute the study of knowledge in the field of OB to understand the major concepts of OB. Moving towards the critical issues or most critical issues confronting managers. Today's today's challenges are also opportunities for OB managers to use today's challenges are opportunities for managers to use OB concepts in action in order to alienate or in order to reduce the problem to some extent. One of the critical issues is responding to economic pressures. Now, I've taken the book of S.P. Robbins. Under this, it says that in Canada during 2015, the oil price was down, due to which it posed a huge threat on its overall economy. So, at that point of time, managers had a very difficult task. Were in the touch with the employees in order to which employees to hire and which employees to fire, to assist employees in doing the work with minimum resources. And layoffs and job losses were huge at the time. So responding to economic pressure is one of the challenges, and OB provides various concepts through which managers can minimize the problems created through economic pressures. And here it is mentioned that the difference between good and bad management can be the difference between profit and loss, or as we can compare this as with the analogy of survival and failure. Managing employees will when times are good can be just as harder when times are bad, for sure too. In good times, understanding managers focus on understanding the behaviors, how to reward them, and so on. Whereas in bad times, they are engaged on decision making, immediate decision making, copying, and so on. Now, the next one is responding to globalization. In this 21st century, there is no any constraints of national borders. We have companies, huge companies like Apple, Microsoft, Google, Virgin companies who have their branches all over the world, employing several thousands of employees from different parts of corners, making them work at the same place in order to attain the organizational goals and objectives. So there are several global action issues. Number one is increased foreign assignment. In this 21st century, we can be anywhere, either working on our employer's home location or so another subsidiary country. So at that country, there will be there will be peoples of different cultures. So we need to demonstrate our cultural sensitivity. We need to know about the locations culture, locations workforce, and so on. It's very difficult for us to manage peoples and to do work in other countries. It's not as easy as we work in our home country, because in our home country we are accustomed with that, or we are used to with that. And the next is working with people from different cultures. In this global era, we work with people from various cultures. They have been raised in various geography, religions, and so on, according to which their perception, personality have been shaped up. So what motivates me cannot motivate others. For me, communication can be straightforward and open, which they can feel uncomfortable and threatening. So that we need to study about their cultures, and we need to align our management styles to the differences. And the next one is overseeing movement to jobs to countries with low cost labor. This explains that nowadays industries are moving their operating locations and factories to countries where the cost of labor is low. We can In some countries there are minimum wages are typically $10, whereas countries like Bangladesh, they have only $30 for an hour. So working in a country with low labor cost has also several problems, like managers need to fulfill both the responsibilities of the communities where they are working and to fulfill the responsibilities of the organization for which they are working. And job tends to flow towards such locations where there is a comparative advantage. So it's a very top job. It's an opportunity as well as challenges for managers. And the next one is adapting to differing cultural and regulatory norms. So working in this global era, we need to adapt to various cultural and regulatory norms. If we are working in another subsidiary country, we need to know the norms of the particular country, its political rules and regulations, what rules we need to align in order to function in that particular country to carry our organizational activities. And we need to also adapt to their cultural norms. Like as in Nepal, if a country establishes its subsidiary firms in Nepal, they need to give holidays in Dasais and in Tihar in order to align with their cultural norms. And in some countries, people often enjoy long holidays. So these are all cultural norms which the managers need to adapt in order to run in this global world. These were the issues for globalization. And the next we have managing workforce diversity. Now the main difference is globalization focuses on difference among people from various countries, whereas workforce diversity addresses differences among people within given countries. Workforce diversity acknowledges people of various means, gender, caste, sexual orientation, and so on. Managers pose a strong threat in order to manage such a heterogeneous group of people, in order to work together with cohesiveness, in order to gain organizational support. There are various question arises, like as how can we group workforce of various culture, ethnic group to gain a competitive advantage? Should we consider diversity or not? Should we treat every employee equal or not? Should we recognize individual and cultural differences or not? And the next one is improving customer service. Under this improving customer service, what this what it says is that इम्प्लोइज यसमा चाहिँ के भन्छ भने जो इम्प्लोइज जसले चाहिँ कस्टमरसँग फ्रिक्वेन्ट इन्टरेक्सन गरिराख्नुपर्छ, जस्तै हस्पिटालिटी सेक्टरमा भयो, त्यसपछि फ्लाइट सेक्टरमा भयो, अनि टेक्निसियन्सहरू भयो, कन्सल्टेन्ट भयो, फाइनेन्सियल पार्टनर्स भयो, यिनीहरूको चाहिँ कस्टमरसँग डाइरेक्ट टच हुन्छ. यिनीहरूले जति राम्ररी कस्टमरसँग रियाक्ट गर्न सक्यो त्यति नै प्रोडक्टिभिटी बढ्छ अर्गनाइजेसन. त्यही भएर म्यानेजर्सहरूले चाहिँ आफ्नो इम्प्लोइजहरूलाई कसरी कस्टमरतिर ओरिएन्टेड बनाउने, कसरी कस्टमरलाई खुसी राख्ने टाइपको बनाउने भन्ने चाहिँ एउटा च्यालेन्जेस हुन्छ म्यानेजर्सको लागि. र यदि तिनीहरूले कस्टमरलाई खुसी राख्न सक्यो भने अर्गनाइजेसनको जुन सक्सेस छ त्यो आफै बढ्छ, जब सेटिस्फ्याक्सन हुन्छ. अनि ओबीले चाहिँ आफ्नो कन्सेप्टद्वारा धेरैवटा कन्सेप्ट दिन्छ, जसले गर्दा सिकाउँछ म्यानेजर्सहरूलाई कि कसरी इम्प्लोइजहरूलाई चाहिँ मोटिभेट राख्ने, उनीहरूलाई कसरी सेटिस्फाई राख्ने, ताकि उनीहरूलाई कसरी स्किल्सहरू इनहेरिट गर्ने, उनीहरूमा स्किल्सहरू कसरी सिकाउने, ताकि उनीहरूले आफ्नो टचमा भएको कस्टमरसँग प्रोम्प्ट डेलिभरी दिन सकोस्, प्रोम्प्ट रेस्पोन्स दिन सकोस्, अनि फ्रेन्डली होस्, कोर्टियस होस्, एन्ड सो अन. And the next one is improving people skills. We need to improve people skills in this global world, in this dynamic world of 21st century. People skills must be enhanced to various motivation techniques and so on. And the next one is working in a network organization. Network organization such a organization जहाँ चाहिँ मान्छेहरू माइल्स अपार्ट बसेर एउटा कुनै पनि पार्टिकुलर काम गरेर हुन्छ. यस्तो बेलामा काम गर्ने मान्छे भनेको ग्राफिक डिजाइनर, सिस्टम एनालाइस्ट, सफ्टवेयर प्रोग्रामर्स हो. त्यही भएर म्यानेजरले चाहिँ यिनीहरूलाई कसरी मोटिभेट गर्ने भन्ने चाहिँ एउटा च्यालेन्ज हुन्छ नेटवर्क अर्गनाइजेसनको लागि. अर्को इन्हान्सिङ इम्प्लोइ वेलबिङ एट वर्क भनेको अहिले चाहिँ फ्लेक्स टाइमहरू दिएर इम्प्लोइलाई कुन टाइममा काम गर्न मन लाग्छ, त्यही टाइमहरू डिजाइन गरेर उनीहरूको वेलबिङहरूलाई हामीले सम्मान गर्नुपर्छ। यो पनि एउटा च्यालेन्ज